Cool.
All right, what up, guys? We got Troy, be safe, our new member today. We got Austin. Let's go. All right, heck yeah.
Hello.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Is it's kind of cool. We actually have some funnel hackers in, right? And so, if you guys didn't know what a funnel hacker is, that's like a website builder, but it's in essentially a series of pages, right? And so, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys how I build funnels now. Like this is how I build websites, build my little funnels, and it's actually like I have been a funnel build, like a funnel hacker, right? I've been inside the ClickFunnels space for probably about 8 years. And I literally like started with ClickFunnels. I believe Russell Brunson is the one that taught me marketing. I've read every single one of his books that came out, every single one of his products. Like I fully believe in everything about Russell Brunson. And so I love building websites and funnels. That's pretty much like my day job, right? So if you guys wonder, say, like, how does Jeff get paid? Well, I work from home and I build websites for doctors and nurses, and we take their knowledge and we put it into a course format, and then we sell that course. That's how I make money. We have 3 clients that we take. After that, we cut it off and we just sell templates, right? So we just recently signed the 2 contracts where 2 people are coming back on and we're building websites. So
excuse me, I'm just gonna turn the camera off because I need to drive.
Yeah,
but I'm here listening.
Be safe, man. Be safe.
Yeah, be safe, and you might want to mute yourself if you keep banging around stuff.
No, right, I'm here listening.
Okay, good.
Cool. All right, so here is how I build websites now. Is a lot of our clients, they want like special effects. They want like certain cool things. It has to be branded right. Like there's a lot that goes involved. So what we do is we have a series of onboarding forms, right? And here's the reason I'm talking about this is because sometimes when you guys are building software and you guys are building this, understand the word software as a service, right? We're building SaaS, right? So SaaS means software as a service. Well, that means your service needs to be a service before you turn it into a software. Okay? So if I help people build websites, well, then it makes sense for me to own a website building platform to also give that as a service, right? The software as a service is here's a website building platform, right? But my service is I will build the website for you. Right? Well, if you're a software developer, you should have a service that you help build people's software, right? If you build a software where you help, like, let's just say, scrape people's websites and gather leads, well, that's a software. Well, you could also offer that as a service where, hey, look, Troy, for your guys' real estate business, I'll scrape leads and provide you guys with new houses to sell, right? Like that's providing the service of that. Well, in this, you want to create software as a service. So long-term, think about the service you're going to sell. So my services, I sell websites and I sell software builds, right? Well, when I sell a website to a client, I have them fill out forms. They tell me all about their business. And then now I used to sit there and build in Aspire Builder, right? Aspire Builder or ClickFunnels or Go High Level. Like those are the website building platforms I used to use. Well, now my AI team is a website building platform. Right. And let me show you what I mean. All right. So I'm going to show you guys this. And this is our feature where it's actually able to create code. Right. And so if you guys go into AI snippets on the left hand side, you'll be able to hit create new snippet. And here's what I have. I have a little tiny, it's interesting. You're going to start having these as a business, and you're going to have people start creating these for you in your business. And what this is I have a little Google document, like a little document that I literally have right here. If you guys see in this thing, it has my AI team brand colors, my hex codes, and my logo all in one. So in a little tiny like note on my computer, I just have all my branding colors, all my logos, and everything all in one area. All right, so now here's what I could do. I could come over here and I could say, create me a sales page selling my AI coaching class for because this group is going to go up, right, in the price very soon, right? So I'm going to say for $27 a month, okay? All right, and my AI coaching for $27 a month. Learn how to code with AI, okay? All right, and I'm just going to hit create open project. And now, if you've ever built on ClickFunnels, you'll understand how long it takes to build, like just add the text, add the thing, add the branding. Like it takes a minute. Well, this right here is writing our code right now in a few seconds, and then it will take us to a new page, and then boom, right? Learn how to code, which is with AI, just $27 a month. Start your AI coding journey, AI powered thing, and then we have a basic page right here. All right, so now, if I hit view code, I can view all this code, right? I could view all the code of what just created this website right here. Right, so I could even edit the code, right? If I want to change something, I could literally update it, right? If I want to put 47, right? And I hit save code, well, look, right here, it just updated right? So 47 you are able to edit live right here. All right, well, here's what I could do. I could say, make the header white, also 10x the conversions. All right, boom, and I hit generate, sip coffee. All right, and this right here is going to update you can tell it to make little changes, and then you can also say 10x the conversions, make this way more captivating, right? So it didn't do the 10x conversion, so I'm just going to say 10x conversion by itself, but it did give me my white header. All right, so 10x the conversions, and now this will edit the code right here on the spot, right? So this is where you make edits. All right, we have a history right here, so you can always go back. If you like this one, you can always mark it and say, hey, like the green one is the one. You can also add comments, right? Master coding with AI in record time. Look at this. Now we have it where it's starting to add more stuff, like limited time. Look, there's a little timer here now. You know, so literally this is able, this is able to update this right on the spot, right? If we hit generate 10x it again, well, it's going to 10x it again. And this is just going to continuously update this code live for us. What up, Joey? Glad you showed up, man.
You know, since I'm in another country, Avitsa's in another country, and I'm having a lot of ideas about, it's kind of like we talked about when we were doing music in the India pizza, the pizza jingle.
Yeah.
Could you just add a drop down to convert to different languages?
Yeah, sure. I mean, absolutely. I mean, so
try that out.
I'll put a little drop down so it converts the whole page, right? And then now there's two options, right? So look here, dated this. Look, 270 people joined in the last 24 hours. Got some extra. Okay, now look, we got a little pop up. Oh, dang. Okay, congratulations. Oh, I can use code. I'm going to screenshot this because we don't actually have this on my site. Okay, and I want to add it. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I could say, all right, add a drop down to convert to what, Spanish? Is there any other languages?
Yeah, what is that, Croatian that you speak, Avitsa? It's a different, isn't it?
Croatian.
All right, let's
they have Croatian. Croatia is a small country, man.
All right, let's just check. All right, we're going to try Spanish and Croatia. I don't know either one of those languages. I don't even know English very well. All right, so let's spell it. So like, that is not my specialty right here. So let's just see. So now we can literally have two different sales pages for two different audiences. And you can even build one just for this audience, you know?
Sure. Yeah.
Excellent.
Well, and if we're doing the snippet, we could do that's.
So Jeff, got a question for you because I've been trying to figure it out lately. The way you imported the image, how did you do that?
I just added the image up here into the thing. So you need to store the image, okay? So if I right click this image right here, it says copy image address, okay?
Okay.
Well, if I copy that image address, here's what the image address looks like. It's just a URL. Well, that URL is actually the image stored somewhere. So you need to store the image somewhere on the internet, right? So you could like
Yeah,
upload something. Okay.
So he just calls the URL. Yeah.
Yes. All right. So now look, you see right here how I click this and it has our drop downs, but it didn't actually change the language. Now I'm going to show you this. If I click on view code, well, look at this. We only have 345 lines of code. So right now, the current limitation of AI, unfortunately, is it only puts out 350, 400 lines of code. So here's what we do. We have this little convenient little chat over here, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset the chat, make sure there's no conversation prior, and I'm just going to say, keep going. That's it. Keep going. So here's what it does. It references your code, and it knows what it needs to keep going with. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this code where it like gives us, and we're going to paste it into the other part. So now our whole little thing works. Okay. So here's what we need to do. So you see how it literally says, okay, so this actually didn't give us the full HTML code, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset it. I'm going to say, keep going, finish the full code. Okay. Because we want it to give us the full HTML. What you want it to do is, just like in this view code, you see how it starts with the HTML right here? Well, you want it to end with the HTML also. Otherwise, it's not a full website, right? So if you have your coding knowledge, so you said you've been coding before and you have that, like that's fantastic. Now you kind of know what to do. So you kind of see how it gives me the full HTML right here now? Yeah. Now I'm able to copy this, and I want to see exactly where this left off. This left off at S.
So it's almost like you build it in Python and then he compiles it in HTML.
Pretty much. Yep.
Yeah.
So, okay. So let's see. I think I'm right here. Okay. So previous Spanish translation. Nice. All right. So here and all right. So, oh, actually, I don't need this part. So if you do know code, it does help, because it helps you like kind of read through it, and then it makes it a little bit easy. Now we have this, and then I have the drop down. Let's see if it works. It doesn't work. All right. Well, so here's the cool thing. You could always go back to here. Like, let's just say that didn't work. I could go back here, and I could go back to the history into a previous time. Okay.
Yeah.
And so now I could say, maybe I just want this in Croatian, right? So I could say convert to Croatian. All right. And now this whole page is it. So now I'll write the whole sales page in English, convert it, and I'll have one for Croatian. I'll have one for Spanish, and I'll just have one for each one. In that sense. So a lot of times, sometimes it's like, okay, maybe that didn't work. Let's try this way. Right? Maybe that didn't work. Let's try this way. Right? So it's kind of being adapting as a developer. All right. And once this posts, I'll show you guys kind of how to add it to a site. Now, here's the thing is I still use ClickFunnels. I still use ClickFunnels for like the checkout process. So what you said at the beginning, you said, okay, so this is cool. I have no clue what it says, but hopefully you do. Let me know if you buy
it. But focus on driving, Ivica.
I'm driving now, so I can't really watch, but you're recording everything, yeah?
Yes. So we'll have the recording for this too.
Oh, please. That would be great.
Okay, so we just converted this, so now it's in a language that I don't understand, but I see my AI team in here, and it looks like it's Euros and stuff.
It came from somewhere with the prompt Croatian, so
all right.
Hopefully it's right.
All right, so here's
this is a Croatian. Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, so I speak Croatian now. All right, so my new flex. All right. So okay, so here's what we could do is we could view code, and there's a couple things that we could do. is I can copy this code and it will copy this entire HTML. I could download the file and it's going to download the index.html file. All right. I could also copy the iframe, so I could iframe this entire code into another website. And here's why you'd want to do that. If I go into
that's cool.
If I go into any other website builder and I add a blank page, right? And I'm just going to say Croatian, right? Croatian, right? All right. However, I should really learn how to spell. I'm learning it. I'm creating a game that's going to learn me, teach me. All right. So now here's what I could do is I could add code onto the page, right? So now I have a blank page. I could drag code right onto the page, a little code widget, and I could paste my HTML, my iframe that I just got. All right. Now here's what I could do because I just pasted that. Well, let me give space on this, right? This is what I could do. Anytime on this page now, I want to update the code. I only have to update it on my inside my AI team, right? So now we actually have this full code over here. And if I want to change anything, so right now you see how I have this little code widget up top. Only I could see it because I'm logged in. But everybody else is just going to see this whole little iframe right here. And so now I can make this full width. Like I could make the full width of the container, make it full. I could hide the header, right? I could hide the footer, and this could be a full little page, right? And now, bam, this whole little software page is instantly on my website. And if I ever want to update it, I can update it in here, right? So I could say, give me a super, all right, I'm just going to say, give me a super awesome Matrix theme. All right. And then it's just going to update the theme. But here's what's really cool is it actually updates the iframe over here. Right. So because it's iframed, now you only have to build and edit over here on your site inside my AI team. And then it's already automatically updated wherever you iframe this at. So this is your website builder. And so if you guys go through the My AI team sign up process, all of my old funnels are like me dragging and dropping. It's really like, it's terrible. I'm moving over everything into this style, and then I just embed it, and then I'll use their checkout widget. You know what I mean? I'll use their lead, right? So look, now we just have this thing. Oh, look, it changed my logo into a green logo. That's cool. Look at that. Look, so now if I refresh this page, well, this is my website. It's literally live. Like, it's instantly updated over here. And so
So from what I understood, so basically you can give him the peripheral parameters for iframe directly from there. You don't have to go on the page where you are displaying it. Yeah, is that what I'm understanding? Yeah.
Yes, correct. If you copy the iframe code and you embed the iframe code into the page, you could always make updates in My AI team. Correct.
Okay.
And whatever is the one, like whatever it's always saved, right? So whatever says current code is going to be the current code. If I want to go back, well, I could go back to when we were at this previous version.
Yeah.
So you can go back and forth and you have all your previous code. You also have this fork option right here. So if you have a fork, means you could create it and you could update, and it instantly makes a brand new page. So now
like a clone it's specific.
Nailed it. So if you were like, all right, well, I want this one for the English version, but I want this one for the Croatian version. Fork it, and now you can make that other one just instantly say convert into Croatian, and now you have 2 pages done.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Okay. So, yeah. So now here's what's really cool is what I do a lot too. Let's just say we had this little page right here, and I could say, give me a name and email option, email input, right? If you are using something like Go High Level or anything that has an API input that you could actually send over records and data. Okay. Well, here's what you can do is you could actually have the input here and then simply go to, let's just say a lot of people use Go High Level, right? So because it's awesome lately, Go high level, right? And then if you go into what's called developer docs, right? API developer docs, API documentation. All right. And we could find their documentation, their Go high level documentation. All right. And here's what's really cool is instead of reading through the developer docs, right, we could actually make it where all we do is say contact, like, because this is going to be creating a contact and this is going to be a post. Well, all I have to do is go over here to this little sample request and I'm going to hit view more and I'm just going to copy this and I'm going to say connect. Right. So I'm literally, so now I have a name and input down here, name and phone number or name and email. Well, I could just come up here and I could say connect to this API. And I paste in the whole entire API documentation and I hit submit.
Wow, that's brilliant.
That's it.
I know already where I'm going to use this. Because
Yes.
I have a service at the moment called the Booker. Yeah, it's the Booker.eu, and I keep it as a closed circle because basically about hospitalities. Yeah, so you have here Dubrovnik is a tourist trap city, so there's a ton of tourists. There's a ton of people who rent apartments and who sell services of various kind, from jet skis to whatever you like. Yeah. So my idea was there, and I started that 2 years ago, and I built it, but I built it myself, and was basically that, you know, every hospitality, hotels or private, through that QR code, their guests can go straight to my website. I can read who they are, where they're coming from, and then whatever they do and purchase, then I would basically share a piece of that revenue with the hospitality place. Yeah. So basically it's like, yeah, you know, for every service you have to build a website. For every accommodation you have to build a website automatically. And this is where you come in place perfectly. Because I
Beautiful.
can integrate this and have it really rolling smooth.
That's
Sweet.
awesome.
Because so far I had to do everything, you know, and it's a kind of, I mean,
Because you're old school.
I can,
Like I
but
said,
it
you're
just
kind of
takes
an-
time. You know how it is.
I do, yeah.
You're kind of an OG, yeah.
That is awesome. Heck yeah. Now, do you
That
have?
is
I am OG, but I'm a forever student, so
Me too.
I'm keeping up.
Let's get.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, it's like
Let's
I believe
go.
there is no
Jeff likes to
excuse
say
for
that.
education anymore.
Indeed.
No,
No, there
excuse for education.
Yeah, indeed. So now, do you have a cPanel server by any chance?
Yes, I do, of course.
Okay, beautiful. All right. So I love it. I love that you say of course. That brings me more fuzzy feelings. Okay, so check it. All right. So because I am just now starting to learn the power of a cPanel. Okay. And so I've used one for a very long time, but you could make these, right? So now we have our subdomains and all of our folders. Well, here's what you could do also. Inside here, you could view code and you could download file. Well, that download file actually downloads the index.html file.
Yeah.
So now you could come over here to your site and let's just say, let's see, here's what I'll do is I could go into subdomains, right? So I'll create a subdomain and I'll go into domains and I'm going to have one called meeting. All right. Meeting.myaiteam.com. All right. And I'm going to hit submit. And what this is actually doing is this is creating us a folder. Okay. So think of it, a subdomain is just a folder that we can upload files to. That's it. Okay. It's just a folder just like on your computer. So if I go back to file manager, right here, we just created meeting.myaiteam.com. So I can now click on this. And now it's an empty folder. There's only one other folder called cgi.-bin. I don't know what that is, just leave it alone. But if we go to upload, and I could go to select file, and whatever that file that we just downloaded, okay? So here's the thing. Mine says index17.html. So if you notice, it says index17.html. So if I go to this website right now, meeting.myaiteam.com, it's actually going to be a whole bunch of weird folders. Right? It's actually not set up yet because it still takes time to load, right? But nonetheless, in a few seconds, it will connect. But here's what we actually have to do is we actually want to make it where it just says that index.html. So I'm going to rename this, and it has to say index.html for whatever root page you want. So this is going to be the main, like, think of it, your home page, okay? Your index.html is your home page for whatever your subdomain or your domain is. All right?
Yeah.
If you guys put about.index or about.html, as soon as this loads, it will kick up here, right? So if you put about.html, it will be your about page on that root domain, okay? So as you guys build out websites, this folder area is what could connect everything. All right, so this is kind of the area. So here's what I mean by connecting everything. If I go into this group area, you see how I have a ton of extra folders? I have a whole bunch of things. Well, check this out. I've started to create software that's not just simple software. We're not just talking about it could do one thing, right? This is my little crawler and scraper, and then I have it where it rewrites. So this is my little software that my wife requested. And here's what I could do is I could input a website domain. I could crawl the page. It's going to crawl her entire website. Kind of like Google, how it will crawl and get all of the pages from the website. This is what my crawler does. It crawls everything. Here's all the crawled pages that it returns. And then it's going to scrape all the pages. So now it's scraping all of my wife's website pages for text, HTML, phone numbers, emails, images, social links, everything. And then it gives me a little drop down for all of my URLs that I could now rewrite, right? So I could rewrite her homepage, right? So if I click this and I hit select page, here's all her page copy, right? So this is all her page copy. Here is her HTML, all of her HTML from her website. So if I want to use that and figure out how her website's built, here's her email, nailed it. All right, here's her images from her website. So if I want to use those in a blog or anything like that, I can, right? And then I could link back, and then here's her other info. So I have her social links. Well, yesterday, she wanted the ability to be able to do this to a competitor's website, which this already could do, but she also wanted step 4, which is export all of that content website and talk to an AI about it. Okay? So step 4, I made it where you can select the data to export. And now you could select the URL, the content, and that's all I want. I don't want the HTML. I don't want the emails. I just want the URL and the content. So that's the text content and the URLs for each one in a CSV. You can also do the phone numbers and emails. So this whole little software is now a lead generation software. I can now put in phone numbers, put in sites, put it in here. Wow. Now I have it. And now I can export emails, export the phone numbers, and AI created this whole thing. Well, here's what it also does. It codes up. If you guys know, all this right now could do is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. The behind the scenes, it needs to connect to other type of coding languages, which if we go into this is called PHP and Python.
Yeah.
Well, this is what's really cool. These little pages right here, if you go into the chat, well, guess what? I'm telling it to continue, right? So you could see I use the keep going thing, but also is I can tell it to create me PHP scripts and Python scripts based off of what the code is right here.
Let's see.
So it references the code that I built, the front end code. And now I could say, create me a Python script to scrape and rewrite this page, to crawl and scrape and do the data. You could tell it to do the stuff that's hard and the heavy lifting in the other codes, and then it will spit out the full code, and you just have to know where to put it on your server.
Brilliant.
That's it. Okay. So literally I could say, create me a login PHP script for this site, right? And it knows what this site is. So now all of a sudden we're going to have a login PHP, and here's the thing: if you don't know how to do something, I am not the first person you should ask. You should ask the AI back and forth 6 different ways and times, and to have it guide me like a 5-year-old on how to create this. Guide me in Croatian so I could figure out how to do this. You know what I mean? Talk to it however you so choose. I'm using the best AI model that I could find on the internet right now. Okay, so look, here's our PHP script. First, create a file called login.php. Add the following code. And then it literally references everything that I have here. Oops. It references everything that I have here. And then it even gives me another code for the login. So I have a little login button and a little, like, it gives me my own page for it. And then it says create a welcome PHP for files to redirect them after successful login. Right? So it guides me through the process. I have personally no clue what any of this is. I don't know PHP. I don't know coding. I use this to tell me what to do, and then I follow the instructions very carefully.
Yeah.
Okay? So through this whole process, I'm stumbling along my way. If I hit an error, I literally tell the AI, help me fix it. You see right here, this right here says error log. Sometimes you don't know what's happening. So I told the AI, create me an error log, so if I get errors, it spits it out in that error log. And it did. And then I go into the error log and I copy the errors and I paste it back into the AI and I say, fix this. And it does. And then I just take what the output is and I put it where it tells me to put it. And then I run it, right? Like if we reload this and see if it's up yet. Not yet. So DNS sometimes takes a little while to connect to the internet, which is all right. Okay, so here's what's cool is you guys are able to do this with. So look, this is just me, tools.myai team. This is just me doing the exact same thing. I'm testing these little tools to figure out what works and how to get these on the internet. So this is kind of the process. I create software with this now, which I charge more for software as a service. Okay. Like if somebody wants to hire me for a software, well, that's where I right now we sell $5K a month for software. If you want a HIPAA software, which is for doctors, right? It's $10K. Right. Yeah. So if you want a HIPAA related for clients and all that stuff, which is our doctor clients, it's $10K a month for the software. Otherwise, it's a $5K a month software development. Right. And all I'm doing is building it now with this. I used to build it in Bubble. Now, here's the thing is you could still connect into Bubble. The cool thing about using Bubble and all that stuff, or like other different software builders, is a lot of times they have their data. You can turn on the data API. So you can literally connect this software into Bubble by saying, connect into this thing and pull out the data. You know what I mean? So you could use this to connect to databases, and you can use this to connect to Xano and connect checkout pages, everything. Okay, so you just tell it, here's the API code, connect in here, and it does. Literally, if I view the code, well, that's all this is telling me. In the behind the scenes, I'm connecting to 3 different codes machines, all from this, and that's the heavy lifting. And this is, I'm at 515 lines of code in this one. But that's just in this one code. Then I have some other codes that are like maybe 200, 300 lines of code that does the scraping and then does the crawling. And then one that does the read. And so it's just all these little pieces that you put together, and then magically, like, I'm starting to have a full-on software. Well, here's what's cool. If I export this CSV, well, watch what I could do now. Right? I could go over to an AI, right? Whether you guys use ChatGPT or you guys use, right? Whatever you guys use, I like using Claude. I'm going to add this feature into my AI team soon, so you guys could just upload the documents soon into there. However, they just haven't made it where they have the assistance API yet with these guys. So here's what you can do: is I just exported that document. Well, it says add content right here. Well, I could add content, and I could leave. You might sell private AIs trained on specialized data. Right? Well, how do you get that specialized data? Well, I just showed you how to scrape a website and then add it to a CSV. And now I could say who owns this company and what do you offer? Right? And then I can hit enter, and here's what it's going to do. It's going to reference that entire CSV. Just give me an answer, right? Lauren Caldwell owns LC Design. She's 28 years old, mother of 3. She's now 31, so that was 3 years ago. Right, so website templates, website in a day, and she helps health professionals. This perfectly nailed it, right? So this literally is like a fully trained custom bot on her AI service, or I mean her services. And it took me a few seconds to scroll the website, scrape the website. And I have a tool if I ever want to use. I can also rewrite each one of her pages, right? So I could say rewrite her content, but for my business, right? So I could say rewrite this offer, but for my AI team and Jeff Caldwell, right? And now this AI will failed rewriting. Don't embarrass me in front of my friends. Okay. Well, it's just not doing the rewrite right now. I'll fix that later. So here is that process. Okay, so you guys build these softwares, and now I can hit this view code, and I can embed this entire software into a private member area, anything like that. Okay. One of the reasons I like using Aspire Builder is, check this out. Aspire Builder has it where I could go into the page setting, and I could make it where, and I could set it to password protected, or I could set it to members only. So that means if you sell a product in my AI team, in Aspire Builder in your website, you can give people access members only, and you can choose what member that is, right? So let's just say they purchased my music visualizer, right? Well, now if I view this page and I'm not a member, it's not going to give me access, okay, until I have to log in. And when I log in, if I'm a visualizer member, well, I don't have access, but I could purchase it, right? So this kind of gives you a quick way to sell it if you guys don't have a website building platform to build on. Aspire Builder is a good one. And then I'm the little tech support bubbled in the bottom right-hand corner, which AI also coded that little button for me. So, and it coded this one too for my AI team. If you click on the AI, my AI team is right here inside here.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you clicked on the buttons, what happened when you clicked on the buttons.
Yep. So AI makes it where it pops up in my AI teams right here. So you could literally use everything in here, chat with your documents, like your company profiles, write content, use the snippet tools all right in here. But you could also, if you click the little it pops up a new tab, and now you and I are chatting on Facebook, right on my phone, right on your phone. And then you can ask questions. Hey, how do I get this? Take a picture of where you're stuck. Message me anytime. I answer this faster than I answer anything else in my phone. Okay. So
if I was using a website builder, I would just say when you click this button, go to this URL, change the HTML, and it would fix that. Or is that how you would take it to the next page?
Yeah, absolutely. So if I wanted it to take it to the next page, exactly what you said, just that, nailed it. So now I would just go into the AI and say, hey, when they click this button, go to this page. Right.
And then create a new code for that page if you wanted to. Right.
Yep. And now here's the thing is sometimes I use the platform's native checkouts.
Okay.
That stuff, right? So if you look at the funnels, I'm still using the Music Visualizer checkout because there's upsells and downsells, right? But here's the thing is the buttons, if I go into here, I could build the entire code, right? So you see right here how is the code, the custom code. You could add other stuff. Well, I could drag the checkout page right here, and I could literally just drag it down here, right? So it's still a drag and drop builder, and it's super easy to like move around. But now I actually have the whole entire checkout functionality through Aspire Builder, but the whole page is styled like my AI team. So inside Go High Level, check out what I do in here, right? So like exactly what we just talked about. If I go and Go High Level, I absolutely hate building websites in Go High Level, right?
Same.
It's terrible. So what I did is this pricing page, right? If I view this page, well, check this out. Like this is a pretty decent pricing page, right? Like,
yeah,
like it's really nice styled. It's pretty decent. This like everything. Well, if I click this button, it pops up right here, right? Well, if you really analyze what this is, if I hit edit, look at this. This is how I build website pages. Custom JavaScript. That's it. Like the whole page is blank. This is this page right here, right? So this page right here, this is the pricing page for my AI team. I 100% coded this entire thing up with JavaScript. Like this is inside Go High Level. And all I do is when you press this button, it opens up these other little pages in the iframe. That's all in a pop-up iframe. That's all I told it to do. Right. So this is that little free 30-day trial. Well, this is just the native checkout process. Right. So I put it in here. Right. And then all you do when you press these buttons, it pops up this one. When you press this button, it pops up this one. Right. But all of those is just an iframe checkout process right in here. All right. That's all I did. I framed the checkout process. And then they could choose if they want the yearly or the monthly. Right there. And then they have the nice, beautiful checkout little process. So I don't have to recreate the wheel with that. I just have to put it where it's nice and beautiful. And you can iframe that in if you want it, make it a pop-up. So they never even have to leave the page. You know what I mean? You could iframe my AI team, Aspire Builder's checkout pages. And then you just say, hey, when they click this, make it pop up into this iframe of the checkout page. And then they never leave and they go to the thank you page and they get access. Okay. So you
can take the code from Go High Level and put it on your website the same as you can from my AI team.
Yeah, 100%. So this gives you an iframe. So think about what an iframe is. I could iframe this domain, right? So if I view this page, right, this visualizer, I could go and iframe this, right? So I could create an iframer. So you can iframe any website into something. Okay, so now I could say, create me an iframe creator and viewer, right? So we could see what it looks like. So an iframe is just code that it's like a window to another website, okay? So all it does is just say, hey, put this website in this area, right? So now I'll put my domain here. And I'll put 100, right? Create iframe, right? And it literally iframes it right here. You see how it just gives me this little code? Well, now I could say, give me the code also. All right. And now it's going to update and give me the code. I want to make it 1,000 by 1,000. All right. So you see how I have my whole website here? Like, bam, I iframed it right into here. Right. And now, right, create iframe. Where's the code? Give me the code also for the user to copy and paste. All right. So yeah, you could iframe anything really. So yeah. And now we have the little code now too. 100 by 500. Create iframe. And look, now we have this code, right? So I could literally like copy this code, and that's an iframe code. All right. So whenever you guys hit view code and you hit copy iframe, really all I'm doing is, right? All I'm doing is making it where you could copy that iframe, right? That's all it is. This iframe is pretty much like an iframe creator. I just created my own iframe creator.
That's so cool.
So yeah, so knowing that you could link websites. So anything that you build in like Go High Level or Aspire Builder, like your checkout processes, those times, sometimes it's like, you don't want to build something like a HTML page just to connect to a Stripe, just to do all that. That's reinventing the wheel, right? Just add their little checkout widget, slap it on a page. Now you have your leads connected into your program, and you have you're utilizing HTML, right? You're building it inside there. You could say, make it cooler, make it way faster, make it more vibrant, right? Whatever you so choose, you could do that, right? This whole right here, the music visualizer, if you guys didn't know, the music visualizer is entire code that I sell on a monthly basis. That is just like, this cost me $0, right? Like absolutely no money. And I sell this code, and people can use this, and it reacts to their music. It reacts to their voice, right? Like however it is. And it's a cool little effect, right? AI coded this entire thing. Well, like that's
You,
now
you made that inside of the snippet maker?
I made this inside the snippet maker, Joey. Now, Joey, watch this. Check this out. Inside here, if you guys go to this little drop down where it says only yours and it says all public snippets, right here, I do my best to add really cool things to the public snippet area. Okay, so the bulk website scraper is here, so you can use it. I have a 3D shape viewer that's like I grabbed the code from somewhere else and added it to here. So you could do that same thing. There's a little 3D shape viewer, right? But if you scroll down, right, or you might have to, but if you see where it says music visualizer, well, music visualizer, or if you just typed in search, if I hit view snippet, you guys could actually use, you see this code right here? Boom, this is the exact code. This is the code that I sell right here. So now what you guys could do, if I hit little view code, well, you guys could see this is the entire code. It's actually only 443 lines. Well, you guys can go right here and you guys can go to this music visualizer and this little up in the right-hand corner, it's the fork button. Click fork for free. And now you guys own the music visualizer and you can make your own edits to the music visualizer code. You could say, make a black background or make it do this or add a button to record. So now the user could upload their own songs and press record and make a music video.
That's insane, man. You're the best.
You know what I mean? Like, think about that. And then look here, check out this one. This one the other day, I was just messing around. This is like, I just was messing around and making more music visualizers, right? Like this is a music visualizer that reacts to, like, you could code up any of these things, like massive amount of things. You could code up one just for a song, right? And be like, all right, man, this is the song I'm going to do. And check this out. Like this thing reacts to my music. Boom. Add more waves, make it more cooler, trail effects. You know, like full screen it. There's a lot of things that you guys could do with this. A lot of things.
I like that. That's cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm excited to see what you guys create with this. Continue to build with this, right? Like, continue to build, you know? So, yeah.
Do you want an idea? I thought about this, and we can do it during the record or not. It doesn't matter. No, this is what I thought about. I think I'm gonna do this because my trip is I'm getting so many steps, right? And you know how there's those jelly bean jars, and you have to guess how many jelly beans.
Yeah.
So how to maybe build a list or do something at the end of the trip. At some point, I wanted to say, hey, guess how many steps I took on my whole trip. But then I was like, well, I could do that in terms of how many steps I took in different destinations. And then I could even give, like, have a lead magnet or a giveaway, right? I'm going to give anybody who gets it right a magnet from whatever city I visit. And so then people fill out, they make their guess, they put in their email and that sort of thing. So I'm trying to think of an idea. So why don't y'all help me with that if you want? And I'm just thinking of a fun way to kind of engage with others and at the same time maybe get some information and reward them for, you know, guessing the closest amount of steps that I took at different destinations or cities or the whole trip.
That'd be cool. Be a fun little game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I figure that's simple enough to code up. And yeah, so if you get any ideas, that's something I've thought about the past couple days.
That'd be cool. Yeah. That'd be a fun little game. Indeed. And then you can make it, here's the route I took in Europe, you know, and all that stuff, you know, and here's my travel guide and like all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, you could really do so much with it. And it wouldn't have to just be a travel thing. I mean, this could be for any sort of meeting. It's just kind of a rewards thing. I'm thinking even if they're doing your workshops, how many times was the certain word said? Who knows? There's a lot of there's a lot of different ways. Yeah, right. It's kind of like we used to do when I was in high school and watch Scarface and drink every time he says "fuck." It's you drink a lot.
Yeah.
Sorry, I cursed on this.
That very cool.
Yeah. So cool. All right. So
All right.
we do have a 3-day trial, so it's free to try out. So if you want to try it, test it out. And if you have any questions, hit me up.
Definitely. I can't wait to get home, and I'm going to zone in it, and I want to watch this through again.
Okay.
And then get
Cool.
a better clue.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for showing up. Happy 4th of
Thank
July,
you.
America.
Likewise.
That's right.
Yes.
Happy 4th.
Happy 4th of July for those in America and those out of America.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
I love you
Love
guys.
you guys.
Talk
Yeah,
soon.
guys.
See you next week. Bye.